I came across this documentary a couple of days ago, and to be honest with you guys, it was really emotional for me because I can absolutely relate to everything mentioned in this
Bad
video.
that I can't eat every day.
Sometimes you don't want to come home because you can't put your heating on.
I work 5 days a week and I still have to use a community shop.
Millions of people in the UK are in paid employment, but still struggling to make ends meet.
We are penny pinching, we're counting the pennies every day.
So I have school today, and then right after school, I have work. So I could get home between 11 and 1:30. Yeah, tired already. I'm tired in advance. I don't talk to my family, I live by myself, so I have to do everything by myself.
The final year of school is never easy, but when you're on your own, it's more than just exams and deadlines.
Groceries, budgets, all of that kind of stuff, that's me, otherwise it just won't get done. I pack lunch, packets of noodles, because it's cheaper to do that. Everything's getting more expensive, but you're not getting any richer, you're not getting paid anymore. So it's like you either have to...
Although, so many times we come on, online to share the different opportunities that, we're able to get by, moving to the UK and how amazing life is here. But so many times we don't actually, emphasize on some of the things some of us are to go through, while living in the UK. And personally for me, some of the things mentioned in this video were things I experienced at some point, when I moved into the UK, and I know a couple of people who are still experiencing some of those things, talked about in this video, coming into school, and, in as much as we, emphasize on the opportunities there, that we've got here in the UK, we also need to really talk about some of the struggles and challenges that some of us faced, some are still even facing till date. And, just to create a balance so people can actually, understand the true picture of what it is like living in the United Kingdom. Now, for me, I can remember, struggling with a lot of things, paying up bills, sorting out tuition fee. And that's why, for those who have been following my channel, I make so much emphasis on the fact that you need to make adequate plan on, when it comes to coming into the UK. I know of people who have sleepless nights, unable to pay up their bills, having to borrow here and there just to sort out their bills. And yeah, it's really a very difficult moment for so many people, even till date. I know quite a number of people who are still struggling a lot to pay their bills, especially those who have, who came into the UK with their family, and most of these people get to work full time. Now, listen to what some people actually experiencing in this
Everything's
video.
getting more expensive, but you're not getting any richer, you're not getting paid anymore. So it's like you either have to save excessively or you pay for food and you don't have money left over for bills and stuff like that. I shouldn't feel bad that I can't eat every day. That's not a good thing at all.
How long have you had to go without food?
Probably longest, maybe 2 or 3 days. Hopefully no one else has to be in this situation, but water helps. Like, because you trick yourself into feeling full.
Kafira is retaking her last year of school after balancing work, studies and housing became too much.
I was just skipping a lot more to work so that I'd have money to pay my rent. By doing that, I did almost cost myself my education. School have helped me quite a bit. I think everyone noticed the stuff were not great for me. I wasn't really eating properly, sleeping properly, doing anything properly. I guess the hardest thing about it is like no one really taught me how to do it.
And the thing is, these challenges is not only peculiar to immigrants, even citizens, British nationals are also facing some of those challenges. So many of them are really struggling to pay their bills. Many of them are having to depend on government funding, for them just to survive, really. And yeah, that's why I thought, I make emphasis so much on this channel that if you're coming to the UK, you need to be very meticulous and, very strategic about every single decision you make, ranging from while you're moving into the UK, even down to the city you're going to be living in. You need to be extremely meticulous about those decisions. I remember having a conversation with someone a couple of, days ago, and the person was telling me how she's struggling a lot to pay her rent, and not because she's lazy or she doesn't want to work. She's working full time, my husband is working full time, but they're still struggling because the income doesn't match with the expenses. And of course, this comes with your choice of city, the choice of, your lifestyle, and so many other things. Now, listen to what even the British nationals have to say about their experience, living in the UK at the moment. And mind you, these people are not jobless, they are not homeless, they've got jobs, however, they're still struggling.
Get a job. But for a growing number of people, it's just not enough.
When it's a choice between you getting some new shoes and your daughter getting some new shoes, you buy yourself some super glue to glue your shoes together, and I do. And it shouldn't have to be like that. It really shouldn't. No. I don't do a weekly shop. I can shop daily for bargains, and I can go from one supermarket to another. And we are penny pinching. We're counting the pennies every day.
Once you've bought all the essentials for the month, how much are you left with?
Nothing. We're not living a life, I think we're just plodding on.
For the last 14 years, Melanie has been working in a local school as a learning support assistant.
I've always had at least 1 or 2 jobs. Worked for every call centre, seasonal work, local football team, cleaning.
You've done it all.
Yeah, been there. Got the T-shirt. You do it for your children. All 3 of my children, they've seen Mum doing her best. We have a lot of staff illnesses due to being overworked. And you've bust your gut so much, you've got nothing left when you come home, and you think to yourself, is it worth me getting up and going to work in the morning, knowing I could do half the hours that I wanted to and get my rent paid, council tax paid, but it's pride at the end of the day.
Where Melanie lives in Yorkshire, almost 1 in 4 people live in poverty. In the northeast, the situation is even worse. And living in poverty almost always means struggling to put food on the table. As food bank use reaches record highs, community shops like this one in South Tyneside are popping up all over the country to fill the gap between rising costs and stagnant wages.
So I'll be getting some eggs, some bananas and potatoes. My little boy loves eggs, so it's worth it if you get that. You're allowed to come here once a week. It costs £4. I only work part-time, however, I'm above the threshold for getting any kind of help from sort of the government. I can't be referred to a food bank. So even though I'm struggling, I'm a single parent, I can't get any help from anywhere. So this is a good way to do it. When you sort of leave school, you never think, right, this is going to be me using help from people, using community shops, using food banks. You think you're going to be able to provide, and some weeks I can't. There's no way I would ever buy this from a supermarket, only
Why?
because it's too expensive.
I work, my wife also works, but recently our kids just came into the country, 4 of them. So they eat a lot. What we make as income is probably not enough. It's just minimum wage, so it doesn't cover the bills, the rent, and every other thing we need to pay for. So that's basically why I have to come. It doesn't make sense that we have to go through all this, despite the fact that we're working full time.
Record numbers of people in the UK are finding work, but many of those jobs are insecure. And while inflation rates are slowly improving, real-term wages and benefits aren't keeping up.
So yeah, it's half term this week, which it's nice to have time off, and it is to switch off. But then you're still worrying, we're at home all day now. Budgeting your gas, your electric, what are you going to eat this week? Cheese and butter, please. I used to cook every day, and now I can't afford to do a meal every day. So when you do, you cook double, so the next day it's there just to warm up. And do you know what? I don't want this for my children when they go out and be their own little adults.
So guys, if you're going to the UK and you have experiences like this, please state in the comment section. Let people get to know, some of the things that we experience living in the UK. That's why even if you send some money back home and, people actually not appreciative about, every single token you send, it's really sad because Come on, you got this money with sweat and blood, and the fact that you can actually part away with some of this money to help people back home, and some of them are not really appreciative of what you do, can really be sad sometimes. So please share your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about this video? And probably share with us also some of the things you had to go through, or you went through, or you are still going through, living in the UK as an immigrant. It definitely is going to inspire so many people, and help them to keep pushing. I've had my own share of struggle here in the UK, and so glad about where I am at the moment. Things are actually, going on well. I've got a good job that pays my bills, and still able to live life the way we actually do want. So please share that testimony or that experience in the comment section. It definitely would help someone out there. And if you're coming across my channel for the first time, do well to hit the subscribe button. And my returning subscribers, thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So this will be the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.